What's up guys, Coach Matt here with our Tuesday workout. Let's begin with the warm-up. 3 minutes, your choice, warm-up pace cardio, and then you need a small band and a PVC pipe and a little light object here to go with it. All right, so we're gonna start with dynamic overhead swings. So that means I'm stretching overhead, I'm stretching behind, and I wanna get at the top. This should feel it in the lats and the posterior deltoid. At the bottom, you should feel it in the anterior or front side deltoid, as well as a little tricep action, right? But make sure you get nice and dynamic on those big swings. Then we're gonna do band star pattern, 8 reps in each direction. So you're gonna go a shoulder width grip on the band, 8 reps with the arms straight coming back to the chest, 8 reps diagonal one direction, 8 reps diagonal the other direction. After the band star pattern, we're gonna get some Cossack squats in. So if you wanna use a rig support, you may, but any way you do it, whether you're using support or not, I want a wide stance, feet pointed apart. Both heels stay on the ground as I go down, stretching out the groin and the hamstring and making sure that I don't let that heel come up off the ground like that. That takes away from the stretch in the hips. And then you can kind of rotate towards the leg that's straight as you go up and down on each side. That's our Cossack squat. Next one, and that's our warm-up version of it. So we are gonna do this in the workout. So when we do it in the workout, some of you guys that can do that relatively easily on the ground, I'd like for you to add some weight. If you're always using the rig for support, I would like for you to try in the workout to do it like kind of hovering around the rig, but trying not to touch it unless you really need help, right? So try to make it a little bit more challenging when you do it in the workout versus how we do it in the warm-up. And then the last one, this will be our combo movement of shoulders to overhead and sumo deadlift high pull. For the first round of the warm-up, I want you to do a PVC pipe for both. So that is shoulders to overhead could either be push press. I guess you could do a strict press if you really wanted to, but who wants to do a strict press when you're allowed to jerk, right? Or the jerk is the other movement. So that is our dip, drive, press and catch, and then stand tall, right? Okay, those are both movements that are allowable for the shoulders to overhead. It's kind of an anyhow movement of you figure out how to be the most efficient with that movement and just get the number of reps at that weight in when we do it. Another one is sumo deadlift high pull. So sumo meaning wide stance, and then deadlift high pull means I'm starting with my hips relatively high, the bar on the ground, hip extension, pull to the collarbones, right? Reset, hip extension, pull to the collarbones, and I'm trying to make that momentum with the hips, transfer it to the arms. So I want to guard the length of my arms while I am doing the deadlift, right? So try not to start pulling early with my arms while my hips are still engaging, right? Wait for the arms to bend until the hips complete their extension, right? And then in the second round of the warm-up, I want you to do those things with a barbell and then a light object. So sumo deadlift high pull is the same whether you do it with a kettlebell or with a barbell. The coordination is the same, it's just a slightly different grip on a different object, right? So second round through, I'm doing all those exercises, and then a barbell shoulders to overhead and a kettlebell sumo deadlift high pull, which will be another progressive warm-up as we go into the workout. Main thing on sumo deadlift high pull with the kettlebell, don't hit your chin with it. A lot of times you have more momentum than you are expecting because you're doing the right coordination and the kettlebell flies up and it can hit you in the chin or the nose or the teeth, okay? So just be careful with that. Don't pull it that hard. All right, after we get through the warm-up, we're gonna set up our 4 exercise stations, and this is an every minute on the minute for 25 minutes, or it's actually 24 minutes, which means it's a rotating EMOM, and we're gonna get 5 rounds through each of the different exercises. Anytime we do a workout like this, my priority is good technique, completion of all the reps, maintaining on the interval, right? So if you get to the point where this is too challenging, my heart rate's too high, I cannot get all the reps in, I want you to take the weight down or take reps away and stick with the interval, okay? So it's more important that you get the exposure to all the different exercises than it is that you get exactly 12 push-ups or exactly 12 ring rows or whichever one is causing you the trouble for this workout. Usually on one like this, it's probably gonna be the shoulders to overhead that gets your heart rate up the highest or makes you feel like you want to stop. But on this workout, we're at a relatively light weight compared to what our maxes are, right? Or that's where we should be. So none of this should give you too much trouble, but just remember that those are my priorities for going into a workout like this. Stay on the interval, get the different exercises, and then the rep count that comes after that, right? So first minute is 12 reps of a shoulders to overhead. So we'll pick the bar up off the ground, bring it to the shoulders, and then I'm getting 12 reps before I set the bar back down on the ground. Okay, so you can do push press, you can do jerk. If you really want to do a strict press, you can do a strict press. Second minute is 6 and 6 Cossack squats. So that one, you can have your light object, and we're using some type of resistance in order to make the Cossack squat a little bit harder, right? 6 reps on each side. And again, don't go so heavy that you miss the interval or that it makes you so tired that you can't do the next exercise, but try to do it a little bit more challenging than we did in the warm-up. Third one is ring rows and push-ups. So a little combo push-pull. Give me 12 reps of a ring row. So that's straight arms until my wrists touch my rib cage, and then down to the ground or to your elevated object for 12 push-ups. Okay. Next minute is sumo deadlift high pull, and this time we're doing it with a heavier kettlebell. 70 for the guys, 53 for the ladies is the prescribed weight, but you do it at an appropriately challenging weight, right? But again, good setup for the deadlift position with my feet wide and the object right between my feet. Extend the hips and pull to the chin, right? All right, and then the 5th minute is resting. So during the rest, this could be like, oh, maybe I didn't put enough weight on my bar, I can adjust it. Or I would like the 44 instead of the 53-pound kettlebell. You'll have a minute intermission in between each round to take care of that stuff. All right, that's it for today. Hope you guys have a great one, and I'll see you on Wednesday.